Okay, this here is the 1982 Kashing Sundeck 38 foot, known as the Snowbird. It has twin Volvo 170 horsepowers in it with 860 hours original. The history of the boat is a gentleman bought it a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and used it as a liveaboard down in the South Sound. He had a lot of stuff fixed up on it. After 3 years, realized the liveaboard life was not for him. And so what you have is a boat with a lot of great upgrades on it. It definitely still has the wear and tear that you might find in a 1988 boat. Some of the wear and tear you can see here, where they do sort of these patch jobs that are there on there. But overall, it is a very nice example of Kashing, and be able to show you more once we go onto the deck. Here we are on the deck of the Snowbird. My impressions are that the deck is in extremely good shape. I don't see any cracks in any of the lining there. Looks like all of the screws are capped. I'd be surprised if there were any deck damage, judging by the way this is capped. It does look good. Again, you could kind of see some sloppiness of material. The sealant around the windows here, from what I understand, there are no leaks on this boat, but when you do have a boat from 1982, you can expect to find areas like that where there might be some sloppiness or some wear and tear. This right here is the fly bridge. 2 settees on each side and the captain's chair. This is one of the 3 touchscreen Garmin's, 3-in-1s. So you've got GPS and radar, depth, knot meter, all in one there. Very nice setup. 2 down on the helm and then 1 up here. Great visibility along with the wraparound canvas. It's undercovered storage, and the canvas is in excellent shape. Here you've got your radar tower with your Garmin radar there as well. Let's go inside. Welcome to the main living space of the Kashing. It is a Sundeck, so the layout is typically a raised salon like this area, with a lower galley and V-berth, smaller V-berth in the front, and then a larger aft cabin. So something that we'll explore here in a moment, but just giving you a full 360 view. Lower helm, seating areas, twin doors here as well. Again, updated 3-in-1s along with a backup, along with bow thruster and trim tabs, which is very nice. This looks like a newer paneling, but from what I understand, it's the original engines still. The Volvo Penta engine, 40A is pretty good engine. 800 hours on it, which could be good and bad, given the age of the boat. But from what I understand, has been maintenance has been kept up, and there is a survey that goes with this that will be shared. Older depth, older speed up here, older radio, but the radio works fine. The stereos does on it. Again, you can kind of see some certain wear and tear. That right there is some old water damage, water stains from a leak in the past. But again, everything seems pretty dry now. So I'd be interested to see how it relates to the survey. Walking down here, you've got your galley settee in this area here. Terrific ceiling space there. Your galley looks like comes with some nice appliances. Full-size refrigerator, upgraded. Again, back wall, some staining issues, some previous water damage, but it does not look like anything now. There's no waft of any kind of stale water or mold or anything, so that is always a good sign. Things are pretty good. There's the electrical in the back. Everything looks to be in its place. Very nice, well kept. Again, my experience with liveaboards is that they typically are in pretty great shape because the person lives aboard them. So anything that might be wrong, they take care of them right away. So here you've got the little sink in the front here. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting its nautical name. The front head as well, just a small guy here. And the front V-berth, also pretty tiny, probably about 6 feet hypotenuse there. Get you around this area here. Good reading loft, guest room, storage. Moving on to the back. Here we've got the master aft cabin. These Sundecks always have very impressive aft cabins. Center set bed, just because they are able to build out on each side the beam of the boat. Plenty of storage space, countertops, nice beauty area over here. Oops. The door does not open all the way. I can sit by the bed, but master aft head is here. It's a tiny bath, probably about 4 feet wide, but a good little soaker. Looks like rebuilt heads. So again, everything seems to be very well maintained on this ship. And that is indeed probably one of the most important things. Not having looked at the survey, this boat, in my opinion, seems ready to go. Hanging locker here, Xantrax charger and inverter here. So it's built as a liveaboard, which makes it terrific for long travel and even longer stays. But that is my opinion on them. Let's have a look at the power plant and see if it's as good as it should be. Here you've got your twin Volvos. Seem to be in excellent shape. I have worked with these kinds of engines before and have had nothing but great experiences with them. The engine room looks to be very well kept. A lot of the wiring as well is looks to be redone. Chargers in place, inverters in place, battery banks are all good. These exhaust hoses look to be a bit saturated, so you know, if there was something to replace their exhaust hoses might be it, but I'm sure they still work just fine. You see the Raycor fuels on the side, but again, it's something that you always want to take note is how well kept is the engine room, and that should give you a good idea about how well kept or how well maintained the boat itself runs. Again, there could be some more on the survey about it that will look. There's access at the top here. You'll also have some front access here, as well as access in the rear, which isn't really access because it's blocked by batteries on one side, and the bed seems to be blocking it as well. There are some, what did I do with that? Oh. To give you some performance on the engine, it is cruises at 9 knots. About at that 9 knots, does about 5 gallons an hour for each fuel tank there. Boat was last bottom painted in 2017. It was last zinced in 2019. And again, there could be some other areas of note that we'll be able to look at if you care to look at the survey. But that would be the boat then. So that here is the 38 Kashing Sundeck. In my opinion, it's about a B+, A-. Actually in terrific shape for its age. Obviously with that age, you're going to get some dinks and wears and tear on the boat, but overall really looks like a great live aboard. They've got upgraded appliances, upgraded electronics, and the power plant looks to be pretty sound. Deck is sound too, and that is my tour of the Kashing 88 Snowbird.